He was born on a day when the sun blazed fiercely, painting the African sky in hues of orange and gold. His name was Kofi, a name that meant born on Friday, a day of blessings. In his village, Fridays were special, a day when the community gathered to celebrate life and its many gifts.
My name is Kofi. I was born on a Friday, a day of blessings.
She, a world away, entered the world on a day when snow fell softly, blanketing her European town in a serene white. They called her Anya, a name that whispered of grace and elegance. In her town, the first snowfall was always a magical event, a time when the world seemed to pause and take a breath.
I am Anya. I was born on a day when the world was covered in a blanket of snow.
Little did they know, these two souls, born in such contrasting corners of the world, were destined to find their way to each other. Their paths, though seemingly divergent, were part of a grand design. Kofi, with eyes as dark and deep as the African night, grew up surrounded by the vibrant pulse of his village. The laughter of children, the stories told by the elders, and the songs sung under the starlit sky were the soundtrack of his youth. The rhythmic beat of the drums, the intoxicating aroma of spices, the warmth of the earth beneath his bare feet, these were the elements that shaped his childhood. Each day was an adventure, a new chapter in the story of his life.
The drums, the spices, the earth, they are all a part of me. They are the essence of who I am. They remind me of where I come from and the strength of my roots.
Anya, with eyes the color of the summer sky, spent her early years amidst cobblestone streets and ancient buildings. The history and culture of her town were woven into the fabric of her being. The sweet scent of pastries from local bakeries, the gentle lull of a foreign language, the feel of smooth, polished stones. These were the textures of her youth. Each stone, each word, each scent was a piece of the puzzle that made up her world.
The pastries, the language, the stones, they are my world. They are the memories that I carry with me. They are the foundation of who I am and the lens through which I see the world.
Their worlds were as different as night and day, yet there was an invisible thread, spun from the delicate fabric of destiny that connected them. This thread, though unseen, was unbreakable, pulling them closer with each passing moment. It was a connection they were yet to discover, a bond that transcended time and space, a love story waiting to be written in the language of laughter, longing, and a love that knew no bounds. Their journey was just beginning, a tale of two hearts beating as one under the same sky, whether it be African or European. Fate, disguised as a family vacation, brought Anya and her parents to Kofi's bustling village. The village was alive with the sounds of laughter, the chatter of vendors, and the vibrant colours of market stalls. It was a place where every corner seemed to hold a new adventure, a new story waiting to be discovered. She was 10, her eyes wide with wonder at the sights and sounds so different from her own world. The air was filled with the scent of exotic spices, and the rhythmic beats of traditional drums echoed in the background. Anya felt like she had stepped into a different universe, one that was both exciting and a little overwhelming. He was 12, a mischievous glint in his eyes as he watched this curious girl with the sunshine hair. Kofi had grown up in this village, and he knew every nook and cranny. He was used to seeing tourists, but there was something different about Anya. She seemed genuinely fascinated by everything around her, and that intrigued him.
Who is this girl? He wondered, his curiosity piqued.
Their first meeting was a clash of cultures, a moment where two worlds collided. Anya's world of structured routines and familiar faces met Kofi's world of spontaneity and vibrant community life. It was a jumble of languages neither understood. Anya spoke English, while Kofi's native tongue was a local dialect. They tried to communicate, but their words got lost in translation, leading to a series of amusing misunderstandings. Yet there was a spark, an instant connection that transcended words. They laughed at their failed attempts to understand each other, and in those moments of shared laughter, a bond began to form.
I don't understand him, but I feel something, Anya thought, her heart fluttering with a mix of confusion and excitement.
Kofi, ever the charmer, offered Anya a ripe mango, its vibrant colour catching her eye. He had picked it himself from a tree in his backyard, a tree that had been there for as long as he could remember. Its juice dripping down his chin as he grinned at her. Kofi's smile was infectious. He took a big bite, savoring the sweet, tangy flavor, and gestured for Anya to do the same.
Try this, it's delicious, he urged, his eyes twinkling with anticipation.
Anya, hesitant at first, took a bite. She had never tasted anything like it before, and she was unsure of what to expect. The sweet, tangy flavor exploded on her tongue, a burst of tropical delight that made her eyes widen in surprise.
Wow, this is amazing, she exclaimed, her face lighting up with genuine delight.
They spent the day together, communicating through gestures and laughter. They played games, shared stories through animated expressions, and found joy in each other's company, despite the language barrier. Building sandcastles on the beach as the waves crashed around them, they created a world of their own. Each grain of sand they molded was a testament to their budding friendship. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky in fiery hues, the day slowly came to an end. The sky was a canvas of oranges, pinks and purples, a breathtaking backdrop to their final moments together. Anya knew that this place, this boy, had left an imprint on her heart. She felt a sense of belonging she hadn't expected, a connection that went beyond the brief time they had spent together.
I'll never forget this day, she promised herself, her heart swelling with a mix of joy and sadness.
Kofi, watching Anya and her family leave the next day, felt a pang of sadness he couldn't quite understand. He stood at the edge of the village, waving until they were out of sight, a lump forming in his throat. He held on to the memory of her laughter, the sound of it echoing in his mind like a beautiful melody. The way her eyes lit up at the sight of a brightly colored bird, her excitement contagious and pure. The feel of her small hand in his, a simple gesture that spoke volumes about the bond they had formed.
Why do I feel this way? He wondered, his young mind grappling with emotions he had never felt before.
It was the beginning of a longing, a yearning for something he didn't yet comprehend. He didn't know what the future held, but he knew that this chance meeting had changed him in ways he couldn't yet understand. As he gazed out the window that night, the stars twinkling in the vast sky, Kofi felt a sense of hope. He didn't know if he would ever see Anya again, but he held on to the belief that their paths would cross once more. And until that day came, he would cherish the memories of their time together, a reminder of the magic that can happen when two souls meet by chance. Years passed, turning fleeting childhood encounters into cherished memories. The days of laughter and innocent play were now distant echoes, but they remained etched in their hearts, a testament to a bond that time could not erase. Anya, back in her European town, buried herself in her studies, yet Kofi's face often surfaced in her thoughts, a phantom image from a distant land. She would often find herself lost in daydreams, wondering about the boy who had left such a lasting impression on her young heart.
I wonder what Kofi is doing now. Is he thinking of me too?
Kofi, growing into a tall, handsome young man, excelled in his school amidst the sprawling African plains. His days were filled with studies and responsibilities, but in the quiet moments, his thoughts would drift to Anya, the girl who had captured his heart so many years ago. Anya's name, whispered on the wind, seemed to follow him, a constant reminder of the girl who had stolen a piece of his heart. He would often sit under the shade of a tree, gazing at the horizon, lost in memories of their time together.
Anya, I can't forget her. Her smile, her laughter, they haunt my dreams.
Technology, bridging the vast distance between them, became their lifeline. Through video calls and messages, they found a way to stay connected, to share their lives despite the miles that separated them. Emails, filled with youthful longing and shared dreams, traversed continents. Each message was a thread weaving their hearts closer together, creating a tapestry of love and hope. They learned about each other's cultures, their traditions, their hopes and aspirations. Through their conversations, they discovered a world beyond their own, rich with diversity and beauty.
Tell me more about your festivals, Kofi. I want to know everything about your world.
And you, Anya, what are your favorite landmarks? Show me the places that mean the most to you.
Anya marveled at Kofi's stories of vibrant festivals and ancient rituals. She could almost hear the music, see the colors, and feel the energy of the celebrations through his vivid descriptions. Kofi was captivated by Anya's tales of grand museums and historical landmarks. He imagined walking through the halls of history, seeing the art and architecture that she spoke of with such passion. They were miles apart, separated by oceans and continents, yet their hearts, bound by an invisible thread, grew closer with each passing day. Each conversation, each shared dream brought them nearer to each other, despite the physical distance. Their love story, like a delicate vine, stretched across the miles, nurtured by shared dreams and a connection that defied distance. It was a love that grew stronger with time, resilient and unwavering.
We're miles apart, but I feel so close to you. Your words, your voice, they make the distance disappear.
Our hearts are entwined, Anya. No matter how far apart we are, our love will always keep us together.